Hi, everybody. This is Nanette Whitman-Holmes, and I am here today to play a trivia game with you. I love that you all play my game with me because I love trivia. So if you don't have one, you can go get an answer sheet that looks like this at the front desk. They're available down there. You could also ask me for one, and I'll give you one. If you don't have an answer sheet like this, it's fine. You can just get a regular piece of paper. I would suggest quartering it like that and writing the numbers 1 through 10 so that you can keep track of your answers. So we do 40 questions, 4 different rounds, 10 questions around. This time I am going to have a bonus question so that you can play along. The rules are pretty basic. The biggest rule is just to have fun. This is non-competitive trivia. If you participate, I will bring a prize to your door and leave it for you, which is so fun. You do need to turn your answers into me. I don't care if they're right or wrong. You can miss every single answer and still get a prize. So just enjoy playing along and let me know that you're playing. That's the main reason why I like to get the sheets back. There's no points off for spelling. There's no points off for missing a question. I'm not the teacher. I'm just the person here to have a lot of fun with trivia. So I will read a question and then I'll repeat the question before I go on to the next one. At the end of the round of 10 questions, I'll go back and give you the answers to the questions. You just self-correct, mark however many you have right, however many you have wrong. I always tell everybody to shoot for 50%. If you can get 20 out of 40 questions correct, you are doing amazing, and I'm really happy with that. More than 20, terrific. Less than 20, well, we'll keep working on it. So just have as much fun as you can with our Touchmark trivia. Again, the rules, if you will, are on the back side of the answer sheet. And if you have any questions, just come talk to me. And with that, let's start our first round of Touchmark trivia. So I'm going to start my 10 questions with question number 1. What are the tiny holes that allow your body to release sweat called? So question number 1, what are the tiny holes in your skin that allow your body to release sweat? What are those called? All right, question number 2, what bird eats by placing its bill upside down in the water? So question number 2, what bird eats by putting its bill upside down in the water? I don't know what it's eating. Good stuff. All right, question number 3. What fruit symbolizes good luck during the Chinese New Year? So right now we're celebrating the Chinese New Year. It was last Friday, the year of the ox. So the question number 3 is, what fruit symbolizes good luck during the Chinese New Year? They exchange this fruit. All right, question number 4. What is the proverbial mother of invention? Question number 4. What is the proverbial mother of invention? So blank is the mother of invention. All right, question number 5. What is Mr. Rogers' first name? Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. What is Mr. Rogers' first name? So that is question number 5. What is Mr. Rogers' first name? Your kids might have watched that show. All right, question number 6. Who was the train engineer of the ill-fated Cannonball Express? There's a famous song and story and movie. Anyway, question number 6. Who was the train engineer of the ill-fated Cannonball Express? Truly, if you can name one famous train engineer, it's this guy. All right, question number 7. What tennis term describes a good serve that an opponent doesn't touch? What is that called? All right, so question number 7. What tennis term is used to describe a really good serve that the opponent doesn't touch? They can have a swing and a miss. All right, question number 8. What term describes an animal's seasonal travel from one environment to the other? So question number 8, excuse me, question number 8. What term describes an animal's seasonal travel from one environment to another? What is that called? All right, question number 9. What huge planet has 12 moons? It's one of our planets. All right, so question number 9. What huge planet has 12 moons? You have like a 1 in 9 shot, and you know it's not Earth. There you go. All right, question number 10, last question of the round. What is the more common name for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation? What else would we call that? All right, so let me repeat the question. Number 10. What is the more common name for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation? It has a name. All right, let's go back and review our questions. Number 1, I asked, what are the tiny skin holes that allow your body to release sweat? Those little tiny holes are called pores. I'm not going to get too close. You might see the pores on my nose. Better step back. Pores is the answer to number 1. Number 2, what bird eats by placing its bill upside down in the water? So you can almost picture, I'm trying to make it so you can see. It's a flamingo. Flamingos, they have that funny shaped bill, and they put their heads down in the water, and they kind of like scoop up the water and the food. So flamingos is the answer to number 2. Number 3, what fruit symbolizes good luck during the Chinese New Year? Well, you could probably guess, but the answer is orange. Oranges symbolize good luck in the Chinese New Year. All right, question number 4. What is the proverbial mother of invention? Necessity. Yes, necessity is the mother of invention. That's true. All right, question number 5. What is Mr. Rogers' first name? Mr. Rogers, he wears the red sweater and he sings about a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Mr. Rogers' first name? Fred. Fred Rogers. Fred. All right, question number 6. Who was the train engineer of the ill-fated Cannonball Express? That famous train engineer, Casey Jones. Like I say, if you can name one engineer, it's probably Casey Jones. Casey Jones is the answer. All right, number 7. What tennis term describes a really good serve that the opponent doesn't touch? That serve is called an ace, where like you serve it so hard and so fast and the opponent doesn't even see it coming. Ace is the answer. All right, number 8. What term describes an animal's seasonal travel from one environment to the other? That is called migration. That was almost too easy now that you heard the answer. Migration. When they fly from the north to the south. Do that, a migration. All right, question number 9. What huge planet has 12 moons? Jupiter. Jupiter has 12 moons. Jupiter. And number 10. What is the more common name for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation? It's an acronym. LASER. It's a laser beam. A laser is a light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. A laser. Okay, that's the end of round 1. Keep your pencils sharpened. Keep your pen ink flowing. Let's go on to round 2. All right, question number 1 of round 2. What do the letters S and C stand for in the acronym NASCAR? You've heard of NASCAR, NASCAR racing. They do like the racing, the big Indianapolis 500, Daytona 500, Las Vegas 5, they do the 500s. In the acronym NASCAR, what do the S and the C stand for? Write that down. All right, question number 2. What did Don Quixote believe were horrible giants attacking the countryside? What was that? So, question number 2. What did Don Quixote believe were horrible giants attacking the countryside? I think he tilted with them. All right, question number 3. What was the name of the series of books written by Laura Ingalls Wilder? All right, question number 3. What series of books were written by Laura Ingalls Wilder? What's the name of that series? All right, question number 4. What 2 snacks does the song "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" ask you to buy me? You're going to have to sing it in your head really quick. All right, so the question is, what 2 snacks does the song "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" ask you to buy me? Write that answer down. All right, question number 5. What, besides provinces, is Canada divided into? You have to know a little bit about Canada. All right, so question number 5. What, besides provinces, is Canada divided into? All right, question number 6. What does the giant smell when he says fee, fi, fo, fum? He smells something. What does he smell? All right, so that's question number 6. What does the giant smell when he says fee, fi, fo, fum? He smells something. All right, question number 7. What is the name of the most expensive property in the standard U.S. version of the Monopoly game? That very last property before you pass go. What is that? The name of that property? All right, so that's question number 7. What is the name of the most expensive property in the standard U.S. version of the board game Monopoly? All right, question number 8. How old is a Jewish child who has a bar or a bat mitzvah? A bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah. How old are kids when they have that? All right, so that's question number 8. How old is a Jewish child who has a bar or a bat mitzvah? All right, question number 9. What term describes the artificial watering of arid land? All right, so that's question number 9. What term describes the artificial watering of arid land? And question number 10, last one of round 2. What is the football term for a kick that gives the ball to the opposition after a team fails to make a first down? Ooh, that's a tricky one. Let me repeat it. What is the football term for a kick that gives the ball to the opposition after a team fails to make the first down? That's question 10. All right, let's go back and review round 2. So, first question I ask, what do the letters S and C stand for in the acronym NASCAR? So, NASCAR is N-A-S-C-A-R, NASCAR. The S and the C stand for stock car. So, NASCAR is an acronym, the National Association of Stock Car Racing or something like that. National... I don't know what the A stands for, but it's stock car is the S and the C. National Association of Stock Car something racing. Okay, question number 2. What did Don Quixote believe were horrible giants attacking the countryside? Of course, we know he tilted at windmills. So windmills he thought were giants that were attacking the countryside. So you hear the term tilting at windmills. So that's what he thought were the giants. All right, number 3. What series of books was written by Laura Ingalls Wilder? Very famous. She wrote the Little House books or the Little House on the Prairie books. Either one would be correct. So the Little House books. All right. Number 4, what 2 snacks does the song Take Me Out to the Ball Game ask you to buy me? So I'm asking, buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I'm not a singer. So peanuts and Cracker Jacks is what you're supposed to buy me. Peanuts and Cracker Jacks at the ball game. All right, question number 5. What, besides provinces, is Canada divided into? So they don't have states in Canada. They have provinces and territories. Northwest Territories, Yukon Territories. That's all of that. So territories is the answer to number 5. Number 6, what does the giant smell when he says, fee, fi, fo, fum? The giant smells the blood of an Englishman. So he smells the blood of an Englishman. Too bad for that Englishman. All right, so that's the answer to number 6. Number 7, what is the name of the most expensive property in the standard U.S. version of the Monopoly board game? The answer is Boardwalk. I kind of gave you a clue when I said board game. Boardwalk is the answer to that, number 7. Number 8, how old is a Jewish child who has a bar or a bat mitzvah? They are 13 years old, so they're just coming into their adulthood years. So 13 is the answer to number 8. Number 9, what term describes the artificial watering of arid land? It's almost too easy. It's irrigation. You're irrigating arid land to make it fertile. So irrigation. And number 10, what is the football term for a kick that gives the ball to the opposition after a team fails to make a first down? So it's not like a touchdown or a field goal kick. It's a punt. You punt the ball to the other team if you don't make the first down. So punt is the answer to number 10. All right. Excuse me. Now we are on to round 3. And I'm going to give you the first question. I hope you have your thinking caps on. Question number 1 of round 3. What woman is the song There's a Hole in My Bucket sung to? So that's question number 1. What woman is the song There's a Hole in My Bucket sung to? So you might have to sing it in your head. There's a hole in my bucket. Who are they talking to? Write that name down. All right, number 2. What process causes a bird to shed old feathers and grow new ones? What is that process called? So question number 2, what process causes a bird to shed old feathers and grow new ones? What is that called? All right, question number 3. What type of seed did Lee Wheelis spit a record 68 feet 9 inches in 1989? Think carefully. All right, the question number 3 was, what type of seed did Lee Wheelis spit a record 68 feet 9 inches in 1989? They must have had a big contest. I think so. Okay, question number 4. Name one of the 2 Arctic mammals that have ivory tusks that are like an elephant's. So, and an elephant is not an Arctic animal, so that doesn't count. So, question number 4. Name one of 2 Arctic mammals that have ivory tusks like an elephant's. You should be able to name the one. The second one's kind of hard. All right, question number 5. How many pins can be knocked down in each bowling frame? So I'm asking like the maximum number of pins. How many pins are there in a bowling frame? When you're bowling, how many pins are at the end of the alley? That's question number 5. I hope you're a bowler. All right, number 6. Who was the giant to the Lilliputians and a dwarf to the Brobdingnagians? I'm sure I mispronounced that. Okay, so number 6, the question number 6. Who was a giant to the Lilliputians, and a dwarf to the Brobdingnagians? I hope you know the story. He's the famous story. All right, so that's question number 6. Take a guess. All right, number 7. What word is used to refer to the single prong of a fork? It's not prong. So question number 7, what word is used to refer to a single prong of a fork? Like a fork that you eat with. All right, question number 8. What is the most popular piano tune that is played by using 2 fingers? I could play that one. All right, so question number 8. What is the most popular piano song, piano tune, that is played using only 2 fingers? And question number 9. Whose face is found on a nickel? What famous person would you find their face on a nickel? A nickel. 5 cents. We have nickels all over. I hope you know. All right, and then the last one, question number 10. Who tried to put Humpty Dumpty together again? That's question number 10. Who tried to put Humpty Dumpty together again? You might have to say the nursery rhyme in your head. All right, let's go back, excuse me, to number 1. This is round 3. Question number 1. What woman is the song, There's a Hole in My Bucket, sung to? So there's a hole in my bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in my bucket, dear Liza, a hole. So it's Dear Liza. You could just say Liza, that would be fine too. But Dear Liza is who the song is being sung to. Number 2, what process causes a bird to shed old feathers and grow new ones? That process is known as molting, and it is a hot mess. Molting. Number 3, what type of seed did Lee Wheelis spit a record 68 feet 9 inches in 1989? Well, okay, number 1, we only spit 2 kinds of seeds, and it's one of them, and it was in a contest. It is a watermelon seed. I can't imagine spitting at 68 feet. That's a big spit. The only other option maybe would have been sunflower seed, but it's watermelon seed. Watermelon seed. All right, question number 4. Name one of the 2 Arctic mammals that have ivory tusks like an elephant's. So that ivory is very individual. Walruses are the most common one that you would think of that have tusks like an elephant. So a walrus, but the other one is a narwhal. That's the unicorn-looking whale that you see in the Arctic. So they just have the single tusk, but it is kind of like an elephant's tusk. So narwhal or walrus, either one. All right, number 10. No, I'm not on number 10. Number 5. How many pins can be knocked down in each bowling frame? 10 maximum. So there are 10 pins at the end of the lane when you're bowling. So 10 was the answer I was looking for. Number 6. Who was the giant to the Lilliputians and a dwarf to the okay, and I did look on how to pronounce this word. Brobdingnagians. The answer is Gulliver in Gulliver's Travels. So he went to the land of Lilliput, and he was the giant, and they were all little tiny. And then he went to the Brobdingnagians, and he was little tiny, and they were giant. Gulliver's Travels. So Gulliver is the answer. Number 7, what word is used to refer to a single prong of a fork? That is called a tine, T-I-N-E, a tine of a fork. Sometimes forks have 3 tines, sometimes they have 4, just depends. All right, number 8, what is the most popular piano tune played with 2 fingers? Bum, 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 bum. You can't see my fingers. Dun, 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 dun. Chopsticks. It's like the one tune I can play, chopsticks. So the answer to number 8, chopsticks. All right, number 9, whose face is found on a nickel? Let me see if I have a nickel here. Oh, wait, I do. Look at whose face is found on a nickel. I got to get my camera here. Oh, Thomas Jefferson. I know it's kind of hard to see with the glare. Thomas Jefferson's face is found on a nickel. That's the answer there. All right, and number 10, who tried to put Humpty Dumpty together again? All the king's horses and all the king's men. They couldn't put Humpty together again, but they did try, but they couldn't. So that's number 10. All right, that's the end of round 3. Now we're on to round 4, last round, final round. Have your pencils ready, or pens, whichever. All right, question number 1 of round 4. How many pawns does each player start out with in a game of chess? Just one player, not both. So question number 1, how many pawns does each player start out with in a game of chess? So if I'm playing with you, how many do I have and how many do you have? All right, question number 2. What is reported to be worth 1,000 words? So question number 2. What is reported or reputed to be worth 1,000 words? All right, question number 3. What is the name of that mythical Greek winged horse? You see him on the mobile gasoline signs, that winged horse. So it's like a horse with the giant wings. What is that horse called in Greek mythology? That's question number 3. What is the winged horse called in mythology? All right, question number 4. Ooh, you're going to love this one. Number 4. Name 2, I'm going to say 2 U.S. presidents whose first names and last names begin with the same letter. Ooh, that's tricky. So number 4. Name 2 U.S. presidents whose first name and last name begin with the same letter. There's 4 of them. Name 2 of the 4. All right, question number 5. What is missing from the statue known as the Venus de Milo? You remember seeing that statue in Italy? I've never seen it in person, obviously, but there's a famous statue in Italy called the Venus de Milo. What is missing from the statue of the Venus de Milo? All right, question number 6. Who sent the first telegraph message in 1844? I'll give you a clue and tell you it's the person who invented the telegraph. That should help. All right, so question number 6. Who sent the first telegraph message in 1844? All right, question number 7. What kind of an animal is a terrapin? So question number 7. What kind of an animal is a terrapin? That's question 7. All right, question number 8. How many degrees is a circle divided into? Number 8. It's almost a math question. Maybe it's more a geometry question. Number 8. How many degrees is a circle divided into? All right, question number 9. Typically, what are marbles made of? Marbles, like that little boys used to play with in a circle. What are marbles made of? That's my question, number 9. And number 10, what do we call the artificial body of water that surrounds a castle? I think I've asked that question before, but it popped up in my trivia cards again. So question number 10, what do we call the artificial body of water that surrounds a castle? That's number 10. And then I do have a bonus question, so let me give you the bonus question. In the fable, Androcles and the Lion, what did Androcles do to the lion? That's my question, bonus question. So In the fable, Androcles and the Lion, what did Androcles do to the lion? If you know your fables, you might know the answer. All right, let's go back and review our last 10 questions here. So question number 1, I asked, how many pawns does each player start out with in a game of chess? Each player starts out with 8 pawns lined up in front of all your other figures. So 8 is the answer to number 1. Number 2, what is reported to be worth 1,000 words? Oh, a picture. A picture is worth 1,000 words. You've all heard that saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So picture is the answer to number 2. Number 3, what is the name of that mythological winged horse? It's in Greek mythology, and that horse is known as Pegasus. So Pegasus, the horse, is the answer. Excuse me. Oh, I love this next question. Name 2 U.S. presidents whose first and last names begin with the same letter. So I thoroughly expected everybody to get Ronald Reagan. That's number 1, Ronald Reagan. Number 2, and they're not in any order, Calvin Coolidge, CC, Calvin Coolidge. And then how about Herbert Hoover? Herbert Hoover. And the last one, Woodrow Wilson. WW, Woodrow Wilson. So Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover, Ronald Reagan, and Woodrow Wilson all have first and last name that start with the same letter. All right, question number 5. What is missing from the statue that is known as the Venus de Milo? So the Venus de Milo is missing her arms. It's the one statue where she doesn't have any arms. Sorry, Venus de Milo, no arms for you. All right, question number 6. Who sent the first telegraph message in 1844? So the inventor of the telegraph, Samuel Morse, like Morse code. Samuel Morse is the answer to number 6. Number 7, what kind of an animal is a terrapin? A terrapin is a kind of turtle. A turtle is a terrapin. A turtle. I don't know what differentiates. I think terrapins are maybe, I'm not a naturalist, so I'm not going to even speculate. A terrapin is a turtle. All right, number 8, how many degrees is a circle divided into? A circle is divided into 360 degrees. 360 degrees all the way around. So that's the answer. Number 9, typically what are marbles made of? So the vast majority of marbles are made of glass. They're not made of marble. You always hear about aggies, and you can have an agate marble, but that's very uncommon. Glass is the answer for what marbles are made of. And number 10, what do we call the artificial body of water that's around a castle? That's called a moat, M-O-A-T, a moat. And our bonus question here, I ask, in the fable, Androcles and the Lion, what did Androcles do to the lion? Oh, Androcles removed a thorn from the lion's paw. And then the lion didn't kill him when Androcles got thrown to the lions because he was a slave and he ran away. Then they caught him. But while he ran away, he helped out a lion, and then they caught the lion. It's a great fable, but he took the thorn out of the lion's paw, and that's what Androcles did for the lion. And then the lion didn't eat him in return. All right, that is our trivia. I encourage you to count up the number right that you have, do some self-correction, and put your name on your paper and your apartment number. Turn it into me, get a prize. This last week I handed out candy bars. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll hand out candy bars again. Anyway, enjoy trivia. Thank you for playing along, and I will see you next week.